Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mr. Eames P channel. This is it, we're in week 5. You've spent the last 4 weeks learning all about our Pint Sized Personal Trainers program, learning ways that we can coach someone, ways that we can motivate someone, and ways that we can help someone. Today we're going to put it all together and complete our unit by working with a family member or a friend. Let's get into it.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, no. Get ready.
To start with, we're going to look back over the video I uploaded a few weeks ago showing all the different exercises and the tests and how we set them up and how we record our results. Let's take a look. Okay boys, on the screen now is the document that I attached to the activity that you received today. This is what you need to use to record all your results. Now if there are 3 white boxes for a section, you need to do 3 attempts. Now if there's only 1 white box, you have 1 attempt because it's probably something that's going to be a little bit more tiring on your body. So make sure you do the right number and upload it to Seesaw. Now the beat test, you can get this on my information below this YouTube video. There should be a link to a beat test. You need to listen to those beeps and then you only turn and go when the next beat occurs. So it's all about timing and pacing yourself. Now as it goes on, you're going to get more and more tired. Now I appreciate you might not have 20 meters like I do. If you want to do a 5 meter beat test, that's absolutely fine. The next one, you are going to do a sit and reach test. So you need to measure where the end of your feet are, and then you're going to try and reach as far as you can. I'm pretty terrible at this one, but I've got Mr. Howell here. He's also not very flexible, as you can see. And then I'm going to mark how far he reached, and then I'm going to measure the gap from where he started to where he reached. So Mr. Howell here actually gets a negative mark. So I can see it looks about -5 centimeters. So I would record on my sheet -5 centimeters. Okay, you guys are probably better than me, Mr. Howell, on that one. The next up is a standing long jump. This one you're going to have 3 attempts. Here I've got my tape measure and I've also got a piece of chalk. You don't have to use a piece of chalk. I'm going to make sure I've got my feet nice and wide apart. I'm going to stand behind the line. I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to swing my arms forward. And where I land, I'm going to make a little mark on my furthest foot back, okay? So that's the foot that is closest to where I took off from. So here I go again on my second attempt. I'm going to use more movement from my legs and try and power myself forward. And I got a slightly better score then. So I'm going to record that one there with my chalk. And then I'm going to go for my third and final attempt. Now on this attempt here, you'll see that I will wobble backwards. So if you do wobble back, unfortunately, that is where your score is going to be. So make sure, it's like when we do long jump in athletics, make sure you land and try and move your body into a forward position. You're then going to mark and record all your scores and attach them to the document I sent you. Next up is a 20 meter sprint test. You might want to do this one out on the path outside your house. If it's not 20 meters, it doesn't matter, boys, as long as you remember how far you ran to the exact point, because you're going to have to then do this again in a few weeks' time. So this is me doing a 20 meter. Next up is maximum push-ups. So maximum means as many as you can do until you have to stop. So here you can see I'm trying to push my chest down to the ground. If I need to rest, I can hold my body up as I just did so there. I'm going to keep going until I'm absolutely exhausted and need to stop. So that's it. Unlucky, good try, Mr. Eames. Next up is a tricky one. This is an agility test. So my finger here is showing the way to go. And you're going to follow those cones. You zigzag the middle ones. And then you go back to the far corner and you finish. And you're going to have to record yourselves here on your iPads. So don't worry about the distances, boys. You just give it an attempt, something that looks the same as this. So if you watch Mr. Eames here, 3, 2, 1, here he goes. So it's a straight line to the far corner, then you hit the middle line. Then it's a zigzag up and a zigzag back. And if you see when I turn, I'm trying to get nice and low, and I go to the far top corner and a sprint finish, and then I'm going to stop my clock there and I'm going to record my time. Next up is a standing stalk test. So you must have your hands on your hips. I'm going to put my foot against my knee. Now it's a little bit windy here today, which made it a little bit difficult, but I'm trying my best to keep my balance. Now your timer finishes as soon as another foot touches, or If here I wobble and my foot goes out and I have to balance, that is also the end of your timer. So you're going to set off your timer and record your best score up to a maximum of 3 minutes. So now it's your turn. You're going to be the coach today. So once you've selected someone that you can work with who's going to be your client for today, you need to take some time to prepare the activities. Make sure you've got all your equipment ready for recording each of these activities. Next, you need to find a recording sheet I sent you a few weeks ago, and on it, you've got your sheet where you recorded your scores, and if you scroll underneath it, there's another sheet that's a replica with blank spaces. This is the one I'd like you to use for your family member. So once you're organized, you're ready to go, it's time to begin. The first thing I would like you to think about is over the last few weeks, we've been looking at ways that we can coach people. One of the ones we looked at was you led your own warm-up. So make sure before you begin your testing that you start with a small warm-up. It can be around 3 to 4 minutes long. Think back to the one you've done previously. Try and replicate or do something similar to prepare your client ready for your testing. Once you've completed your warm-up, spend a little bit of time with your client talking them through the things that they're going to be doing today. They may be a little bit anxious, a little bit unsure about what they need to do. So maybe just explain how the activities are going to work, how you're going to record the scores, and remind them we're not going to be using these scores for anything at school. It's more a way for you to practice your ability to record scores accurately. So what am I looking for from you? I want to see that you are a good motivator, that you make these tests fun for your client. Make sure you're explaining how they do things accurately. Don't forget, these guys are going to be very unsure on how to perform these skills, so it's your job to become the teacher to explain how to do them, try and motivate them, encourage them, make them feel like they can do the best that they can do. If they leave these activities feeling, do you know what, I did a really good job, that tells me that you did a good job. Be clear. Don't forget, your job is to give those instructions. If you're not clear with your instructions, they're going to find it very, very difficult. So always try and really break them down, go through really simple steps. A number of your family members will clearly know how to do a push-up, but I still want you to explain how to do it. So go through all the technical aspects of everything that we've done and try and be really clear and precise with how you're instructing them. And trust me, they'll find it much easier. So that's it from me, boys. It's over to you. I'd like you to work hard, make it a great experience, enjoy it, practice everything that you've been learning and put it into some good practice today. Once you've completed, I'd love for you to upload a short video just reflecting on how you thought you did. You may want to include your client in your video. They may want to offer some feedback of how you did, which the short video, no more than 45 seconds to 1 minute long, just expressing how you thought you did and what you think you could maybe do even better next time. Good luck from me, boys, and I'll see you next week.